Stunning backyard and front yard landscaping, modern garden design inspiration ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation on stunning garden and landscape design ideas, where we explore the harmony of architecture, outdoor spaces, and the natural environment. In today's world, the design of a house is no longer just about walls, windows, and roofs. It is about creating a holistic living experience, where the indoors and outdoors flow together, where gardens are not simply decoration, but extensions of lifestyle, comfort, and identity. At its core, garden and landscape design is the art of shaping nature to enhance human living. A well-designed backyard or front yard is not merely about planting flowers or placing a fountain. It is about creating atmosphere, functionality, and inspiration. It is about integrating nature into the architecture of the home so that the two speak the same language of beauty, elegance, and sustainability. In the past, gardens were often seen as ornamental luxuries reserved for large estates. Today, however, the perception has shifted. Modern homeowners increasingly see gardens as essential spaces for wellness, relaxation, and self-expression. A backyard can serve as a personal retreat, a playground for children, a social hub for gatherings, or even a productive corner for growing food. This transformation is tied to broader lifestyle trends. Urban life is fast-paced, often overwhelming, and filled with digital noise. A garden provides balance, grounding us in nature's rhythms. The scent of fresh soil, the sound of rustling leaves, the texture of stone underfoot. These sensory details remind us of our humanity and our connection to the earth. That is why modern garden design is not simply aesthetic, it is therapeutic. One of the most striking aspects of contemporary garden design is the seamless integration with architecture. Architects and landscape designers now collaborate from the earliest stages of planning a home. Instead of treating the house and the garden as separate entities, they envision the property as one continuous space. Picture a modern glass-fronted living room that opens directly onto a minimalist courtyard. The indoor flooring flows into the outdoor patio without interruption. The furniture inside reflects the tones and materials of the garden outside, perhaps warm wood, cool concrete, or sleek metal. The result is not only visually pleasing, but also emotionally comforting. In some cases, architects incorporate greenery directly into the structure of the home. Vertical gardens climb exterior walls, rooftop gardens crown urban apartments, and balconies become miniature forests. These integrations do more than beautify. They improve air quality, regulate temperature, and promote biodiversity, even in densely populated neighborhoods. The front yard is often the first impression of a home. A well-designed front yard is like a handshake. It conveys character, elegance, and warmth. It frames the architecture and sets expectations for what lies within. Modern trends in front yard design favor clean lines, balanced proportions, and a combination of natural and sculptural elements. Instead of overcrowded flower beds, we see carefully selected plants arranged to highlight architectural geometry. Grasses, succulents, and evergreens create year-round interest with minimal maintenance. Pathways are no longer just functional, they are designed with materials such as natural stone, gravel, or geometric tiles to guide the eye as much as the footsteps. Lighting also plays a critical role. Soft uplighting can dramatize a tree, while pathway lights create safety and ambiance. At night, a front yard becomes an illuminated canvas, casting shadows and highlights that transform the space into something magical. If the front yard is the handshake, the backyard is the embrace. It is private, personal, and filled with possibilities. Here, families experiment with comfort, leisure, and creativity. Backyards today are designed as multifunctional spaces. A patio or deck may serve as an outdoor living room with weather-resistant furniture, cushions, and fire pits. A dining area might feature a built-in grill or outdoor kitchen, perfect for summer barbecues or cozy winter gatherings. Pools, spas, or water features add movement and serenity, reflecting light and creating soothing sounds. Importantly, modern backyard design embraces zoning. Just as a home has different rooms for different purposes, a backyard can be divided into zones: a lounge area, a play space for children, a vegetable garden, a meditation nook. Each zone is defined by subtle boundaries such as hedges, pergolas, or changes in flooring. This creates variety while maintaining harmony. A dominant trend in both front and backyards is minimalism. This does not mean emptiness, but rather intentionality. Every plant, every stone, every line has a purpose. Minimalist gardens often feature neutral palettes, shades of green, gray, white, and beige, with one or two accent colors from flowers or sculptures. The beauty of minimalism lies in its clarity. It eliminates clutter and creates spaces where the mind can rest. This trend aligns with the broader cultural movement toward mindfulness and simplicity in lifestyle. In garden design, less truly becomes more. Yet minimalism is not the only path. Many homeowners prefer eclectic fusions that blend traditional elements with modern aesthetics. For instance, a Japanese rock garden might flow into a sleek concrete terrace. A rustic wooden pergola may shelter a set of ultra-modern outdoor chairs. This blending of styles reflects our globalized world, where inspiration comes from diverse cultures and eras. It also speaks to individuality. Gardens are no longer generic, but personal reflections of taste and personality. No discussion of modern garden design would be complete without addressing sustainability. Environmental consciousness is now a central driver of design choices. Drought-tolerant plants reduce water consumption. Native species attract local pollinators and require less maintenance. Permeable paving prevents flooding and replenishes groundwater. Solar-powered lighting reduces energy costs while supporting eco-friendly living. Sustainability also extends to materials. Reclaimed wood, recycled stone, and eco-friendly composites replace wasteful alternatives. Even water features are designed with recirculating systems to conserve resources. In this way, modern gardens are not only beautiful, but also responsible, aligning with the values of a generation concerned with climate change and ecological balance. Looking forward, several trends are shaping the future of landscape and garden design. Among these are smart gardens with automated irrigation systems, app-controlled lighting, and soil sensors. Edible landscapes that blur the line between ornamental and productive gardening. Wellness gardens designed specifically for meditation, yoga, and stress relief. Wildlife gardens that support birds, butterflies, and bees. And climate-resilient design adapting landscaping to withstand extreme weather. These trends demonstrate that gardens are no longer static. They evolve with technology, environment, and culture. The garden of tomorrow will be dynamic, responsive, and deeply personal. In summary, the art of modern garden and landscape design lies in balance, between nature and architecture, between functionality and beauty, between tradition and innovation. The front yard greets the world with elegance, while the backyard embraces us with comfort and creativity. Minimalism, sustainability, and integration define the present, while technology and ecology shape the future. Every garden, no matter its size, is an opportunity to shape space, express identity, and live harmoniously with the environment. As we continue this journey into the world of modern garden and landscape design, it becomes essential to shift our perspective from the broad aesthetic principles to the deeper layers of function, lifestyle, and cultural influence. A garden is not only an outdoor environment, it is a stage for daily living, a space where memories are created, and a sanctuary for the human spirit. To understand how gardens and landscapes are evolving, we must explore how they serve people's needs in contemporary society and how they are influenced by design philosophies that span across cultures and generations. In many ways, gardens mirror the evolution of architecture. As homes have become more open-plan, fluid, and interactive, so too have gardens. No longer relegated to a background role, the garden now takes center stage. It is designed with equal care and intentionality as a living room, a dining room, or even a kitchen. This perspective changes the way homeowners and designers approach the outdoor environment. They see it not just as a supporting element, but as an essential component of the home's identity. One of the most significant developments in recent years is the rise of outdoor living. The idea that comfort should not be confined within four walls has opened endless possibilities for how backyards and courtyards are designed. Furniture designed for outdoor resilience is now as stylish as indoor pieces, often indistinguishable in sophistication and comfort. Fire pits and outdoor fireplaces extend the usability of gardens into the colder months, while pergolas, awnings, and shade sails provide protection during the hottest days. The result is an outdoor space that is habitable year-round, encouraging people to live in closer connection with nature. Dining outdoors is one of the greatest pleasures of garden living, and it has inspired the growth of fully equipped outdoor kitchens. These spaces often include not just grills, but also sinks, refrigerators, pizza ovens, and preparation counters. In many homes, the backyard becomes the preferred place for gatherings, as cooking, eating, and socializing happen under the sky. The ritual of food preparation and sharing becomes more meaningful when it occurs amidst the sights and sounds of the garden. Play and recreation are also crucial. Families with children often design specific zones dedicated to play, with swings, sand pits, and climbing frames integrated into the natural landscape. For adults, recreation might take the form of a swimming pool, a spa, or even a sports court. Increasingly, designers are exploring how these recreational features can be blended into the landscape rather than standing apart. A pool, for instance, might be framed by natural stone and native plants so that it feels like part of the environment rather than an artificial addition. Wellness is another growing dimension of garden design. More and more homeowners want gardens that support their mental, emotional, and physical health. Meditation areas, yoga decks, and even small labyrinths for walking meditation are incorporated into backyard layouts. Water features are chosen for their calming soundscapes. Aromatic plants like lavender, rosemary, and jasmine are selected not just for beauty, but for their therapeutic properties. The garden, in this sense, becomes a daily retreat, offering moments of peace in a chaotic world. Cultural influences also play an important role. Around the globe, different traditions have inspired unique approaches to gardens. Japanese gardens, with their emphasis on simplicity, asymmetry, and the symbolism of rocks and water, continue to inspire minimalist contemporary designs. Mediterranean gardens, characterized by olive trees, terracotta tiles, and drought-resistant plants, offer lessons in resilience and timeless beauty. English cottage gardens, lush and overflowing with color, bring a sense of romance and abundance. Modern garden design often borrows from these traditions, blending them into new hybrids that suit local climates and personal tastes. Sustainability continues to shape the direction of contemporary gardens, but it goes beyond the choice of plants and materials. Designers are now considering entire ecosystems. Rain gardens are created to capture and filter stormwater, preventing erosion and supporting wildlife. Composting systems are incorporated into garden layouts, turning waste into nourishment. Gardens are even being designed with biodiversity corridors, spaces that connect habitats and allow birds, insects, and small animals to thrive in suburban and urban environments. These features remind us that gardens are not just for human enjoyment, but also for ecological balance. Technology is another frontier that is rapidly reshaping outdoor spaces. Smart irrigation systems monitor soil moisture and weather conditions to provide water only when needed, conserving resources and ensuring plant health. Lighting systems can be programmed to change according to time of day or event, creating moods that shift from serene to festive at the touch of a button. Drones and sensors are even used in large properties to monitor plant health, detect pests, and optimize care. This integration of digital intelligence with natural beauty creates a new paradigm, the smart garden. Designers are also rethinking the scale of gardens. Not every homeowner has acres of land, especially in urban areas. Yet the principles of stunning garden design can be applied to the smallest spaces. Balcony gardens, rooftop terraces, and vertical green walls allow city dwellers to enjoy the benefits of greenery, even in high-rise apartments. These compact gardens emphasize creativity, with modular planters, foldable furniture, and multi-purpose design elements. A single small space can function as a dining area, a reading nook, and a micro-garden with herbs and flowers, all within a few square meters. Art has found a powerful place in contemporary gardens. Sculptures, murals, and installations are no longer confined to galleries. They are woven into landscapes to provide focal points and evoke emotions. These artistic elements transform gardens into open-air museums, each piece reflecting personal expression or cultural heritage. Even functional objects such as benches or fountains are designed with sculptural qualities, blurring the line between utility and art. Another trend worth noting is the rise of seasonal adaptability. Designers are thinking about how gardens transform throughout the year. Deciduous trees provide shade in summer and allow light in winter. Flowering plants are selected for staggered bloom cycles, ensuring that the garden offers visual interest every month. Outdoor furniture may be modular or easily stored so that the space can adapt to changing weather. In this way, the garden becomes a living, breathing entity, always evolving and never static. At the heart of all these trends lies one central truth. Gardens are deeply human. They are reflections of how we live, what we value, and how we dream. A minimalist garden speaks of clarity and focus. A lush, colorful garden speaks of joy and abundance. A sustainable garden speaks of responsibility and foresight. Each design choice, whether subtle or bold, tells a story about the people who inhabit the space. When we walk through a garden, we are not only experiencing the arrangement of plants, stones, and water, we are experiencing the vision of the designer and the values of the homeowner. This is why no two gardens are ever truly alike. Each one is a dialogue between nature and human imagination, shaped by cultural heritage, personal taste, and environmental context. As we look deeper into the philosophy of garden design, we begin to realize that these spaces are more than aesthetic achievements. They are manifestations of lifestyle, wellness, and even ethics. They reveal our relationship with the natural world and our aspirations for the future. Whether it is a front yard that welcomes neighbors with elegance, a backyard that nurtures family connections, or a rooftop garden that restores balance in the midst of a city, each space is a statement of identity and purpose. Modern garden and landscape design is therefore not simply about making things beautiful. It is about making life meaningful. It is about building connections between indoors and outdoors, between humans and nature, between the present moment and the generations to come. In every curve of a path, in every leaf of a tree, in every flicker of light on water, we find not just design, but meaning. As we arrive at the final part of this exploration, it is time to envision the broader impact of garden and landscape design on communities, cities, and even the future of human living. Gardens are no longer confined to private homes. They are expanding into shared spaces, urban infrastructures, and cultural expressions that redefine how we inhabit the planet. The design of outdoor environments, whether small or vast, increasingly carries the responsibility of addressing global challenges while elevating the quality of everyday life. Urbanization is one of the greatest forces shaping contemporary design. As populations grow and cities become denser, the demand for green spaces becomes urgent. Parks, plazas, and public gardens are essential to the health and vitality of urban environments. They serve as lungs for the city, filtering air and mitigating heat. They provide psychological relief to citizens overwhelmed by concrete and noise. In many forward-thinking cities, landscape architects are creating green corridors that connect neighborhoods, bike paths lined with trees, and public rooftops converted into gardens accessible to all. These spaces democratize beauty, offering every individual, regardless of wealth or status, a chance to experience the healing power of nature. Community gardens are another growing phenomenon. These shared plots allow residents to cultivate vegetables, fruits, and flowers together, fostering cooperation and strengthening social bonds. They also address issues of food security by providing fresh produce to neighborhoods that may lack access to markets. More than just functional, community gardens create identity. They become cultural landmarks, places where people share not only crops, but stories, traditions, and experiences. Architecture, too, is evolving in partnership with landscape design. The rise of green buildings demonstrates how gardens and plants are woven directly into construction. Living walls, rooftop farms, and vertical forests are now part of major architectural projects. These innovations not only beautify, but also reduce energy consumption, filter pollutants, and create microclimates that cool surrounding areas. A skyscraper with greenery cascading down its sides is no longer a fantasy. It is a symbol of the future city, a city where concrete and nature coexist in symbiosis. Sustainability and resilience are no longer optional. Climate change demands that designers rethink every aspect of outdoor spaces. Flood-resistant landscapes, for example, use absorbent soils, wetlands, and bioswales to protect neighborhoods from heavy rains. Heat-resistant designs incorporate shade trees, reflective surfaces, and water features that combat rising temperatures. These innovations are not just technical solutions. They are lifelines for communities facing an uncertain climate. The garden, once a symbol of leisure, becomes a tool of survival and adaptation. Cultural symbolism remains an essential layer of garden design. Around the world, societies have long expressed their values through landscapes. In the Middle East, courtyards with fountains symbolize paradise and hospitality. In Asia, gardens reflect philosophies of balance, impermanence, and meditation. In Europe, formal gardens once demonstrated power and control over nature. Today, as cultures interact more fluidly than ever, these traditions intertwine. A single modern garden may contain a Zen-inspired stone arrangement, a Mediterranean herb terrace, and an English-style rose corner, all harmoniously balanced. This fusion illustrates a deeper truth. In gardens, as in life, diversity is strength. Technology continues to push the boundaries of what is possible. Augmented reality is being tested to help designers and homeowners visualize how gardens will look before planting a single tree. Smart sensors track soil nutrients and send alerts to mobile phones when plants need attention. Robots can trim lawns, monitor pests, or even plant seeds. Far from replacing human connection to the earth, these tools free people to focus on creativity and enjoyment rather than routine labor. The garden of the future will be both high-tech and deeply natural, where innovation and tradition work hand in hand. One of the most inspiring developments is the recognition of gardens as spaces for emotional healing. Hospitals, schools, and workplaces are increasingly investing in therapeutic landscapes. Studies confirm what intuition has always suggested. Contact with greenery reduces stress, accelerates recovery, improves focus, and fosters happiness. Patients in hospitals recover faster when their windows overlook gardens. Children learn better in schools with outdoor classrooms surrounded by plants. Employees are more productive and satisfied when their offices incorporate gardens or even small green courtyards. This evidence transforms garden design from an art of luxury to a science of wellness, essential for human flourishing. The future of garden and landscape design also includes greater inclusivity. Designers are now creating spaces accessible to all people, regardless of age or physical ability. Wheelchair-friendly paths, sensory gardens for the visually impaired, and spaces designed for elderly relaxation are becoming standard. These inclusive gardens embody a philosophy of empathy, ensuring that beauty and comfort are shared universally. Economics plays a role as well. A well-designed landscape increases property value, attracts businesses, and enhances tourism. Cities with iconic parks and gardens, such as Central Park in New York or Gardens by the Bay in Singapore, become global destinations. On a smaller scale, homeowners recognize that investing in front yard and backyard design yields long-term returns, both financially and emotionally. A garden is not only a cost, it is an asset that grows richer with time. Philosophically, the garden represents humanity's eternal dialogue with nature. In ancient myths, gardens were symbols of paradise, the ideal of balance between human and divine. Today, gardens continue to carry that symbolic weight. They remind us that despite technological progress, our roots are in the soil. They remind us that beauty, peace, and connection cannot be manufactured in machines. They must be cultivated patiently in the living world around us. Looking ahead, the role of gardens will only deepen. As societies search for solutions to climate, health, and cultural challenges, Outdoor spaces will become platforms for innovation and unity. Imagine a city where every rooftop supports food production, where every wall cleans the air through vertical greenery, where every backyard contributes to biodiversity, and where public parks are centers of art, learning, and community. This vision is not distant. It is already unfolding in pioneering cities and forward-thinking homes across the globe. Ultimately, the essence of garden and landscape design is the pursuit of harmony. Harmony between people and their environment. Harmony between tradition and modernity. Harmony between utility and beauty. When we design a garden, we are not just arranging plants and stones, we are composing a vision of how life could be lived. We are writing poetry with soil and sunlight, telling stories through pathways and trees, sculpting dreams in the open air. Every front yard that greets the passerby with elegance, every backyard that cradles a family's laughter, every balcony where a single plant flourishes, contributes to this grand narrative. The garden is more than a space. It is a philosophy, a lifestyle, and a promise. A promise that no matter how advanced our cities become, no matter how digital our lives turn, there will always be a place for the whisper of leaves, the sparkle of water, and the timeless beauty of nature. In this way, gardens are not only about the present, they are about the future. They hold within them the seeds of hope, the architecture of sustainability, and the expression of human creativity. And as we continue to design and dream, we are reminded that the most stunning landscapes are not just those we see with our eyes, but those we feel with our hearts.